heard you speak before on the female-dominant household as it contributes to the feminization of the black male. Would you briefly go into that for us, please?
Oh, very much so, very much so. Women, particularly women who have been abused, that energy, that pain, that negative energy has to be released some way. Okay, one of the basic rules of the universe is that energy cannot be destroyed. Okay, it can only transform shape. So when you have a negative pain, you have to let it out or it's going to kill you. And because a lot of women are not physically able to actually let that hurt out on the person who hurt them, they tend to look for the closest symbol of that man, which tends to be his son. So as a result of that, a lot of black boys are being psychologically castrated by their mothers, psychologically castrated by their mothers in the form of verbal abuse and also physical abuse until they get old enough not to accept it. And it's, it is definitely a trigger for homosexuality. It also becomes a trigger for homosexuality by virtue of the unconscious conditioning that black boys receive from their mothers. For example, a lot of black boys, and I know this by virtue of my own work with black boys, a lot of black boys hear nothing but negative information about black men in the home. They hear from their grandmother, they hear from their aunts, they hear from their sisters, they hear from their mother, their next-door neighbors. 98% of our conversation about black men by black women is very demeaning and castrating. So as a result of that unconscious conditioning, a lot of black boys, without even knowing it, are automatically drawn to live a life as a female. They have been conditioned to look at black manhood as something that is utterly repulsive. And because they have been conditioned to hate black men by the black women who hate black men, they themselves come to the unconscious decision that they would rather live their life as a female. A lot of homosexual boys, one of the early life triggers for a life of homosexuality was the fact that they were conditioned not to see any type of worth, any value in black manhood. So a lot of boys are being psychologically castrated for their mothers, by their mothers, and then that turns over into the school district. When they come to public school, they get psychologically castrated again by the white females who run the public schools, and now you have a steady stream of media propagation of the homosexual lifestyle and scientific propagation of the homosexual lifestyle that we're going to see more and more black males, unfortunately, go down the path of homosexuality. It started in the house, but it gets finalized in society.